County Board of Elections will hold an adjourned special meeting of the members of the board on Wednesday, November 29th at 9 a.m. with a recess to reconvene again at 4 p.m. on Wednesday, November 29th, 2023 in the boardroom of the Mahoney County Board of Elections Office, 345 Oak Hill Avenue, Youngstown, Ohio, for the recount and the audit of November 7th, 2023 general election. Would the director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barger?
Here.
Attorney Beatrice?
Here.
Mr. Orange?
Here.
Ms. Calpesta?
Here.
Would the vice chairwoman of the Mahoney County Board of Elections lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, undivided, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can we have a moment of silence for our nation? Would the director now please explain the process and procedures of the Ohio Secretary of State required audit and recount of the November 7th, 2023 general election?
Sure, we're here today to do two different things. We're recounting the 7th Ward council race, which was requested. It's not an automatic recount by one vote. So we're going to start that as soon as the board gives authorization. We'll have two teams doing that. And Melissa's outer office and my outer office. We're going to be doing a hand count with a tally system. Every time a candidate gets 5 votes, the counter will get out a tally. We'll count those by hand, make sure they match what the sticks read and the scanners read on election night and at the certification. That should take about an hour or so. At the same time, we're going to start the audit, which is required. It's a 5% random count that we drew at the last election, and we have 4 teams starting that as soon as the board gives authorization. It's the same process.
Okay. So just to reiterate what you said, we're going to have counting teams. We're going to recount the 7th ward by hand. We'll have counters and then people over the counters. And then we're going to hand count 5% of the precincts to audit with the computer sticks, with the provisionals, and what the official tally was that we released.
Correct, and the audit's going to be issue 1, issue 2, and issue 3, which was a county issue.
Okay.
They'll have to recount it. There are observers for the 7th ward. There'll be 1 observer per counting team, and I think they're here that can assist the count as we hand count.
Well, according to the agenda, I now direct the staff to perform the general election recount and the audit. So let them go ahead and start it, please. The meeting will stand at ease, or we'll take a motion to recess until November 29th, 2023 at 4 p.m. while the staff performs a recount and audit. We have a motion to recess to reconvene. There's a motion made by Joyce Calpesta. Seconded by Vice Chairwoman Sandra Barger. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, would the director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barger? Yes. Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Mr. Orange?
Yes.
Ms. Calpesta?
Yes.
This meeting is now in recess until 4 p.m., subject to the recount and the audit.
Thank you. So happy we do lunch.
Yeah, I have one. I'm live here. Ready? 3, 2, 1. I'm now live on Instagram. There we go. Pause due to a poor connection. What are you telling me? Pause. Convene the meeting, and we will ask the staff, or the chairman will ask the director and assistant director to give us the report from the
Let's go with the recount first.
okay.
We hand counted the 7th ward. At the start of the recount, we had Amber White at 679, Bosch and Domzik at 670. We do have 1 ballot for the board to take a look at. The scanner counted that as an undervote. The staff and myself and Melissa thinks it's a vote for Bosch, but I think the board has to take a look at that.
1 second while I sign this. That's a vote for Basha Adams Act.
I agree.
Do you agree? Joyce, do you agree?
Yes.
So the results that were certified will be 679 to 671. There will be an 8-vote difference instead of a 9-vote difference. On election day and actually during the canvass, that ballot scans through our scanner.
You just didn't count it?
It just didn't count, there's no mark within the oval.
So my recollection is then, since she picked up a vote, she shouldn't have to pay for the recount, right?
That's our understanding, because the automatic recount was going to be 8 votes, she was at 9. It falls now within the 8, and this is part of an official recertification, and we believe she qualifies for a free recount at this point.
No, do we have to do another recount, or
No.
this recount counts?
This recount counts.
So she doesn't have to pay for the recount?
Correct.
Okay. And did her and her people see this
I
ballot?
did, I showed it to them, I also showed it to John and Amber.
Okay.
Do you make a motion on anything?
Well, let's
We
just
make a
do it.
motion to certify at the 679,
Okay.
6 that you took vote totals.
So the chair will now recognize a motion to recertify the 7th Ward at 679 to 671, correct?
That's correct.
That will be-
78 to 671.
679 to 671.
She picked up a vote.
But didn't, oh, she didn't lose a vote, I'm sorry,
No,
you're
no,
right.
that's correct. Amber did not lose a vote. She's
I'm
partial.
okay, Joyce.
You're okay. I'm sorry, my mistake.
It's all right, you and Sandy keep me on board, I appreciate it. All right, so the chair will now entertain a motion to certify the 7th council seat for Amber White at 679 and for Basha Adamsack at 671, correct?
That's correct.
So moved.
There's a motion made by Vice Chairwoman Sandra Barger. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by member Joyce Kehl-Pesta. Is there any discussion? So these were all, I have a couple questions. These were all hand recounts,
They were all hand recounts.
and each candidate got to witness it and do everything that they wanted?
Yeah, there's 2 observers, one for each counting room area, and they did observe the whole process.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
You had 2 teams, correct? So you
Correct.
only had 2 rooms.
Yeah, we have 5 teams total, but only 2 teams were doing
The
the 7th
recount,
ward,
yeah.
the
Okay.
recount.
Any other questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, would the director call the roll,
Ms.
please?
Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Ms. Kehl-Pesta?
Yes.
All right, now let's have the results from the audit.
Sure, we hand counted over 5% of the ballots, 3,948 ballots we hand counted, drawn by poll location, came back to 100%.
Congratulations. Good job.
Congratulations. So we will take a motion to accept the post-election audit report. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
It's a motion made by Joyce Kehl-Pesta. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Vice Chairwoman Sandra Barger. The only thing I want to say is, I've been here 10 years now. I don't think I've ever seen it less than 99.9% or 100%. So it just goes to show you that the machines and how we do it for the public is we have a basket and the members pull out 5% of the precincts and they hand count those 5% of the precincts as compared to the ballot counting and the provisionals that are counted, and it's 100%. So congratulations to our staff. I think it was an excellent job done. We will now entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the November 16th, 20.
We need a vote.
Oh,
That
I'm
was the.
okay,
yeah, we
I'm
already
sorry.
We took a vote. Yeah.
Took a motion. Any more
Second.
discussion? Having none, would the director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Ms. Kehl-Pesta?
Yes.
Okay, we will now approve the minutes of the November 16th, 2023 adjourned special meeting. Is there a motion?
So moved.
There's a motion made by Vice Chairwoman Sandra Barger. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Joyce Kehl-Pesta. Any discussions? Hearing none, would the director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Peters?
Yes.
Ms. Skelpesta?
Yes.
Under my chairman's report, I've been researching. It looks like if Bill Johnson takes the job at YSU, unfortunately, we're going to have another countywide special election. It puts a real stress on our staff, but that would be a countywide race. My understanding is the state pays for it, but still it'll be the third year in a row and 2 within a year, special elections. That, and in a presidential year, that puts a lot of pressure on our poll workers, it puts a lot of pressure on our staff, but it looks like something we're gonna have to do, and I just wanted to report that out, that I looked at the law, if he takes it in either January or March, the governor can call it, but I don't think they're gonna let that go. I looked at when John Boehner resigned, it was right around the same time, and they held a special election on that one. So I think the governor will probably call for that. I do know, however, there is no primary for that. If it's less than a year, I looked in the law, it's just everyone runs and whoever wins, it's like an open race. So you just run, and if you have 8 people running, whoever wins the seat wins it. I mean, Democrats and Republicans will both be on the same ballot. I thought that there would be a primary, but there isn't, if it's less than a year.
Less than a year.
So there is no primary. It's just a special election.
Just a horse race then, right?
It will be interesting to see how in an open primary, that's like an open primary, as to what will happen. So it'll be an interesting dynamic. All right, that's all I have. Is there anything in the director's report?
Well, I'm gonna talk about the upcoming special election. Melissa, do you have anything? No.
We're just happy to be tying up this election because we're already getting ready to prepare for March, so that's what we're, on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll go from March and then potentially June, July, or August then.
Yeah.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which apparently is how it goes around here. I think I was duped. Ever since I got here.
The only nice thing for our budget is that the state pays for that, so we get reimbursed, so the county doesn't incur that expense. Anything else in the director's report? Melissa, you have anything else? No?
No, I'm just repeating what you said, that we have an excellent staff. They've worked very hard, and as you know, in this business, things come up constantly that weren't planned for in that day that we have to do, and they're just great. We're really thankful for them. They did a
Right.
Good job.
And I think we have an excellent staff. I'm speaking on behalf of the board. We try to do everything in the open. We do everything in the open, other than the things that we do in executive session. We honor all public records requests. Anyone has any questions, they can ask Melissa and Tom. They are very approachable. There were some things that came up prior to election that we checked out, and I think we nipped that in the bud. If anyone has any reports of anything, we all take any voter fraud very seriously. So if anyone has any reports, then please report it to us, and we will put a sheriff on it, and they will do an investigation. We have no tolerance in Mahoning County for any type of voter fraud. 0 tolerance. Unfortunately, last election, in comparing signatures, which I hate to do, we disenfranchised 4 people. We had the sheriff's department do an investigation, and sure enough, those people had signed those ballots, but because we determined that their signatures didn't match, we disenfranchised 4 voters. I don't want that to happen anymore, but at the same time, I don't want people committing fraud in our election system. So I think in the 10 years I've been here, I think there's only been 2 cases of voter fraud that actually got prosecuted. So that's a pretty good record. Anything else that Melissa or Bob have? Anything under unfinished business? Anything under new business? There's something about a vacation.
I would like to make a motion to approve the vacation submitted by Thomas McKay for 179 hours.
I'll second.
There's a motion made by Joyce Kale Pesta to approve Director Tom McCabe's 179 hours of accrued vacation time. It is seconded by Sandra Barger. Is there any discussion? I just want to say that, you see, this man had 179 hours coming, but because we had so many special elections, he couldn't take his time. And it's not fair that the state legislature keeps pushing special elections on us, which require extra special time by our staff. So I think this is very fair to do this when quality people that we've hired don't get the chance to take the time that they have coming and that they bargained for and that we pay them. So I'm in total agreement with this. Any other comments or discussions?
No, I understand completely.
I know you do, Joe. I know you do. I'm sorry about that. Hearing none, would the director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Ms. Kelpesta?
Yes.
All right. Anything for the good of the order, public comments? If you would just stand up, we have a 3-minute time limit that we stick to. But other than that, if you just stand up and state your name, and the floor is yours. Go right ahead.
Sure, thank you, Basha Adamzak. It's not a comment, it's a question. I just want to make sure I'm understanding correctly. Under what pretext am I going to have a refund when at the time that I paid for it, we were above the 0.5% margin, correct? And now the new certification brings us within the 0.5% margin?
Correct. I'm gonna get a prosecutor's opinion just in case, Basha.
Yeah, because
It made sense, and I looked into the law, and there's nothing that covers this, and we've never had this before, but to us, it's common sense that this is a recertification of results that we have to send to the Secretary of State, and you now fell under that threshold from 9 to 8. And
Wait.
so, I think, in good faith, why would you pay for a recount when,
yeah, I would, I agree that now within the new threshold. At the time, I do not feel comfortable doing an exchange back until maybe we get a legal opinion.
not
'Cause I
to
don't-
talk with the
Well,
prosecutor
even if,
first.
Basha, even if we can approve payments out. This board has that, we're an
Correct.
autonomous board. And so my position would be, since you were within the 0.5%, you shouldn't have to pay for that recount. And so even if the prosecutor says it, this board is an autonomous board and we can vote I think you should be refunded the money. I don't think you should have to pay for a recount because you were if you see that one ballot, if it would have caught it, you would have been entitled to an automatic recount. So I don't think you should have
We'll
to pay.
make sure our prosecutor's office is on board with it.
Thank you.
Anything else? Anyone else for the good of the public? Hearing none. The next regularly scheduled meeting is set for Tuesday, December 5th at 4 p.m. in the boardroom of the Mahoning County Board of Elections office at 345 Oak Hill Avenue, Youngstown, Ohio, 44502. Now, are we setting meeting dates and times for calendar year of 2024? We can do that at the next meeting.
And you ready? You want to do it at the next meeting?
It's up to you all.
Why don't we do it at the next meeting?
Okay.
I think we had enough on today's agenda.
Okay.
We will set the meeting dates and times for calendar year 2024 at the December 5th hearing. If there's nothing else, the chair will now entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
There's a motion made by Vice Chairwoman Sandra Barger. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Joyce Kehl-Pesta. Are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, would the director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes,
Ms. Kelpesta?
Yes.
this meeting is officially adjourned.